6.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're continuing on with the DPL cross CDA. We're gonna have PSG.LGD up against the boys over on CDEC, and of course we must do a 1v1 though to determine how at least the teams are going to situate themselves with the draft, with the sides of the map as well. And as we see, it's going to be Arme for CDEC representing themselves, and we have Chalice as well over on the Dire side. So this is going to be, the good old 1v1s are still continuing. I'm trying to remember the last 1v1 that I saw. I think it was like a Chen plus another hero. So maybe they've swapped it recently that they're doing the same two heroes. Axe is going to be pretty fun to watch, honestly. Like I've seen some snooze fest where it's like a Chen versus like an Enchantress, and that just seems pretty rough. But these two brawl men are going to go toe to toe. You see, unfortunately, I didn't even know he's got this kind of wizard looking hat sort of thing, which I don't know how much it fits the axe, but we also see on the other side. So good old Arme. He's got brown boots there. Just see who will get the spins first, I guess. This is as manly as it's gonna get. A battle between each other. No spins are coming out. Chalice will find one. Arme make it a second. The right clicks are coming through, but who's gonna find the first blood? They need some spins. No one's getting it at the moment. Look at the chance, actually. Chalice, there's one more right click. Who's gonna get it? Woo! Let's go! Also denies the fairy fire. Goddamn Chalice, you are too freaking strong. Well, there we go. There's our 1v1. That's as manly as you can see it. Good old RNG. I guess it literally comes back to who it's paid.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
DPL cross CD
Radiant
is our
team ban.
second stay for the first season, and what an incredible way to almost round this out. CD coming up against PSG.LGD. This is both teams' last game, so this is going to be exciting at the moment. LGD are currently third place with a 6-2 series count, and CDEC are in fourth place with a 5-3 series count. So this is going to be pretty important, actually, for money-wise in particular. You know, whoever is able to take this series will then jump up ahead in the group stage, and that's just going to give themselves a little bit of extra dot going their way. You can say no to a little bit of extra more. So it's going to be pretty important here to see who it already does end up fitting. Yeah, we've got the first place, 9th, 8th, and 7th have all been determined. Ehor sitting first, should say. And then we got RNG 7th, Key in 8th, Sparker in 9th as well. So there's still a couple other at least placings to determine, and we're gonna have that worked out now, as I'm very, very excited to see. And of course, it is also CDEC up against CDEC, but it's back up against the old Rockstar. This is gonna be exciting, no doubt about it.
10 seconds remaining.
As we see some respect bands coming out from LGD.
5 seconds remaining.
They got rid of the Tusker, which is a CDC really like on the Tusker. They do like a plus task, like a lot of time they give the chance to Victoria, and then they'll have like a position 4 really that has the damage up and make them across the map. So I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't seen CDC for a couple weeks now, but when I was watching them a lot, they were going for these kind of gens early, the Enchantress as well, the Death Prophets were in first phase. You know, we're kind of seeing Death Prophets slowly fall out at the moment, but there's still a lot open, you know, even the Keeper of the Light. But LGD, with their first pick, they're going to pick up Enchantress, so showing. I mean, this series will be able to give them some flexibility. You can put him as 5, you can put him to 3. You don't really see too many Enchantresses played in the position 4, but you do still offer that flexibility. And wow, they're just gonna go quad first here. Okay. Now this is seeing a lot of people run the quap in a different role at the moment. Like at the moment, Queen of Pain feels like one of the strongest mid lane matchups. There's not too many heroes that will really be caught in a lane, which is very important. But another thing is that teams are starting to flex the hero. Like I've seen a couple position 3 pop, even position 4. I know TZ for ages has been spamming the pop and trying to play her say as a position 1, but I haven't seen too many teams have still tried to run the pop as a 1 yet. So they have a lot of flexibility. The only issue is now with the Urshig getting picked up. I think this hero pretty much is set in stone as position 4. There's a good chance this co-op could just play as a 2, and they're just like there's that much that the co-op is super strong at the moment. Then really worried about getting any counters for the matchup early on. So maybe I'm just looking too far into it, but it is nice the fact that they first pick someone with a lot of flexibility who, and also it's going to make a big difference in their draft because they have lock pick for CDEC. Who knows when this last pick comes around, they can still determine if the or these other roles, but more than likely will be the mid quap. Next PSG.LGD have to do something about it. Like the Enchantress get picked up, they don't really have any. Enchantress doesn't have any stun, so is really lacking a way to deal the Queen of Pain. So in fact, they just gonna pick Pango here. I was umming and ahhing if we're gonna go for Rubik, because there's already very good abilities to steal, and stealing I'd say probably. I'd probably argue that Fissure is the best ability to steal full. You know, you can probably put Black Hole in there and maybe a big ultimate, but I think just the fact that it's not an ulti and you can do so much with it really highlights on it is probably one of the best abilities to steal. But you know, with that being said, they won't go for that instead of the Pangolier. It's kind of bad when you burn Inertia, because sometimes you can utilize the Fissure to be able to bounce back and forth and makes it easy to chain lock someone down. Of course, it's on the enemy team, so you can't really coordinate the Fissure position. But sometimes in fights it can help out, but also sometimes it can really kind of disrupt your pattern of the rolling back and forth. But this will give you a nice way to lock down the Quap and a little bit of flex. They can play the Pango, you know, they can give the Pango to Alt 11, even Somnus if you want to, can play it mid. So this is something you always got to highlight, the flexibility that can come out. It just keeps your draft so open, and your team's very good at being, you know, everyone at these high levels are well aware about like matchups, game counters, and just being able to get the favorable matchup. You know, like for an example, would point out that doesn't lane first like a Phantom Winter or something like that. So being able to have the flexibility about fight means you don't lane matchup. It's really important, because if you don't do this, then the enemy can completely just counter you and counter pick the lanes, and it's very difficult to do anything. And, yeah, we honestly we've seen the flex picks be a thing for a couple of years now. It's really growing. It always makes, you know, watching teams like Secret in particular, because they have such a diverse hero pool where you can like kind of correctly guess where those heroes are going to play. But that's one hero you can get. So it's going to be the position 5 for CDEC. It's a very good way to deal with the Pangolier. You have this BKB piecing stun with the Fiend's Grip. Now the reason you don't see the Bane too much, you're a very strong laner, but out of the lanes you start to fall off. You know, your Nightmares, it didn't set up maybe like an arrow potentially, it didn't save, but you really don't see a lot of position 5s at least, like, you know, get a full duration channel ability off. Like, you are majority of the time supports the ones that get targeted at the start of the fights in particular, and you work your way down to the cores, because their impact stuns and save, etc. But you know, the reason why I bring this up is just, yeah, Bane with that 6-second duration Fiend's Grip, it's not easy to get a duration of the Rubik pick. Like I highlighted that they needed an instant stun to deal with the Quap. The Fissure ceiling, you know, is very good. You get any abilities that Rubik steals, you have a 0 cast point, so that means you won't have the big wind up with Fissure, and also Bane's is a pretty decent to steal. You kind of want Sun to be able to cancel the Fiend's Grip from afar, which is kind of lacking at the moment. I thought Clockwork might have been an option. You really like to have a way to be able to hunt the Bane on the backline, because he's going to save Fiend for the Pain to roll, and if you don't have a way to really build the Fiend's Grip to cancel, then make them awkward through these fights. And that's just the army classic of the monkeys. So they're going to keep the flexibility of Quap, whether it's going to be the position 3 or the position 2. I guess Urshield can still be played as a 3, but we don't really see that too much at the moment. You know, I think Urshield is pretty set in stone as the position 4.
10 seconds remaining.
So with this monkey getting picked up, it's going to be a pretty decent lane. Yeah. Monkey doesn't lose too easily. Pango and Rubik might be able to get what they get, which is awkward. Like, I really like how set their lanes up. Monkey Bane will win. Urshield and Room. Quap's pretty lane dominating hero in the mid lane where you don't face too many bad matchups. And they'll look for a troll. This is it's not the worst troll game. Again, you don't like going into someone who can control you through EKB, but more than likely it's gonna hold that for the pain, and they don't have a whole lot of stuns as well to do with the troll. The only issue is that Sonic Wave can kind of be annoying. You know, the knockback still through magic immunity, it can kind of hurt you, right? It's not a massive nuisance, but it is a little annoying. And just running into the Monkey King's Woo's commands, he has that bonus armor. And I love the Park Band. That's literally what PSG.LGD thing. It's been playing Griffiths. I was even thinking like a Tonka. His Tonka's incredibly strong. They need a little bit of catch. That's what the Park would have provided. You know, the coil, very, very good synergy. Just allowing the troll to run forward. Yeah, you need... yeah, definitely the silence coil was already to deal with the Quap and the monkeys as well. But why I brought up the Conquer is because LGD they have last pick, and a lot of the time when I see teams who have ninth pick, they tend to favor heroes like the Conquer, even DK for example, that don't have too many lane losing matchups. Like, a lot of the time, they're just a secure ninth pick. And in fact, they're gonna. So there you go. Very good, and you can cut the degrees, which is actually it's a minimal thing, but it has some slight importance. It's always nice having someone to be able to cut the degrees just in case. But they don't have a lot of lock. That's what I highlighted. You're not really going to be using the Fiend Grip on Storm, you know, Earthshaker as well. Earthshaker, a lot of the time, why he's getting picked up is because he can be enough for your early stuns. He's just so strong, especially when you get Blink, you've got a massive cast range, or at least ability to be able to blink forward and then fissure still when you're not on top of them. And it gives them a way to initiate the storm. You either out of fog or you're echo and then have that chain follow-up lockdown. So there are multiple that have this Earthshaker to deal with it. Now the Batrider Lasso as well, which is another reason is the troll. And this is the thing, like, pick the Quap, that highlight that it's not a bad matchup for the team. I think Park's probably trade even, I'd say it's maybe like, even if you can do this, like 55, 45 favored, maybe if, because that's different, maybe we'll go like 60, 40 favored for Park. It depends on if who goes bottle, who doesn't. One person goes bottle and the other person goes double, no, then they have a damage advantage. But so that was working. The fact that CDEC picked the Queen of Pain first, you know, still have the flexibility if they want to run in a different role, but the fact they just end up keeping it XM. And it's going to be decent versus the Storm. Like Storm, I believe, the lower range than the Queen of Pain. I think Quap's like 550, if I remember correctly, and Storm is a little bit under that. So, and you really like to utilize going on the three with putting down your remnant and using the overload to harass. So I like the CDEC lineup a lot, actually. I think FY has to pop off this game. They're very good abilities to steal. Like, very, very good abilities to steal. You know, Bane's pretty... Oh, they're pretty decent. You know, they're not the worst. Mainly Brain Stat. Even Pops is decent as well. But I'm trying, like, the Stroll is not going to have an easy game. You know, I'd say good counter in the Batrider. It's the reason is that the lasso magic lockdown, which I highlighted before, that troll really doesn't have playing into, and the stick palm is another thing. You know, troll really wants that. Troll is another one that actually hang on. They've got the slow, and Auto Level's gonna try body block getting that swashbuckle ahead. Fidget will give him some protection. Dire kind of in the area as well, just trading right clicks back and forth. I think James is going to keep alive there, but the double smoke, I think, really aggressive here. OGT trying to hunt. Who's got the wards at the moment? X-Nova's got one. They put one on the hunt as well. But any dicks to start as well? We'll take a look real quick. Old 11's got one. So maybe they're going to try and put... Oh, they bait up the high gun. He's got to be careful here. SRF, the Fidget's not going to be alive for the last right click. Chelsea will find first blood. They just baited up the high gun. Like, Raid had a really good vision advantage as well. You know, one day you're high ground and you know no one was wrapping around. And you might be able to get the aggro for this downy. So this is another thing, like LGD is pretty strong lane as well. I don't know. Esser might not be able to get too much out of this because the Enchantress is a very good hero that can lane kind of dominant. I brought up that the Bane is super strong in the lane department as a support. Well, that's the same as well for Enchantress. You have the impetus that wrap loaded damage, it's kill even level 1, and once you start making it out, it's very strong. They're gonna lane this. Alright, they are. So just following. Let's try the Pangolier up against the Batrider, because what I was trying to highlight before that fight occurred is that he really gets destroyed by CDEC. You don't have a very good turn rate at all on this hero, and you can kind of just get kited constantly. So because the Batrider and Monkey aren't showing the movement, you see what Chell is doing. He's just sitting in the jungle waiting to see. Already knew how important the lanes were. That's why they full 5-on-5 so to try and see where CDEC were playing, and that's why they also put a super deep ward down as well. So see SRF, see how they're gonna play this. He's just gonna run back up. It looks like he is. So I believe Army saw 11 running down, so they're still just gonna mirror the movements here. There's just a little bit of cat and mouse, and what these favors support wise, and we take a look. I highlighted that FY off this game, and you're giving him some experience. He's been able to find 2 last seasons as well, so this is pretty nice for them. If you can give FY a decent time, which really I think this is a game where he can have a good performance. As we see, there's just the only at the moment now, Victoria would be in trouble here. You want to try and find that you will on Chalice, because has worn off now with the Whirling Actors. So Chalice will show top. SRF is going to be able to get the pull as well. So the only matchup has been the one hit that's been kind of the normal one, I guess. There is XM has 2 points. The dagger, so just constant harass coming from Sonus might be a little bit too much to deal with. What is that attack range? 480 to the 5. Yeah, so I knew Club had an attack range advantage. I wasn't sure how much it was, but there we go. As they're gonna bully out SRF, so the one moment X-Nova's got the 2. Simple's gonna hit really hard, along with that creep as well that X-Nova's been able to take. So they're doing a good job early. You know, they didn't get the lane that wanted. Now James with the boots has got a little bit extra gold as well, stick fingers and some clarity. So Velocity has been able to get all the 5. Somnus is in trouble here, and we have this last one on the high ground. They recognize that James was going to make a lot of movement across. This is a position 4 who doesn't really sit in the lane. I think it's a very kind of mild lane hero. Very similar to how like the Tiny used to play, and you see teams, if you're versing that roaming 4, you just put ward on the high ground. They have their own as well, one there and one down to the bottom side. You can put them on multiple sections here, and they're really good. I'm just gonna try and find where Earthshake is playing, and I kind of like that. Actually, here we go. This is literally just why you don't want the troll up against the Batrider. Tell us you're just getting trotted down. Should be an easy kill here. He's got a little bit of the Firefly. Oh no, they love the creep. SRF tanking the tower actually. So Chalice with the Whirling Axes will keep them alive. And I'm trying to see why they have the X-Nova. So they're going to lead Batrider solo, who can definitely solo this matchup. But the Enchantress is going to be decent. Like, you can't dispel off the ski. But when the SRF tries to run you down with the Firefly, you just chant him, you get that movement speed slowing, and hope that it's enough for the troll to be able to make it back with the tower. So this is why they have this lane set up. And also, they're going to be able to enable FI, because he's being constantly pulled to small camp. You see he's got a rotator, but yeah, already 11 losses for FI. We did see that kind of really wonky left up the start, but this is at the moment LGD. They have it 1,000 net with. I know this is very early on, but it's just highlighting with that first blood, the movement across the map here. They don't have that lane matchup they were looking for with lane versus the Batrider, but it looks like still they're getting a decent amount out of this as long as they can keep the creep equilibrium in their favor. It's very difficult because SRF doesn't have a support who's going to be able to keep the equilibrium in his favor. They blocked it, yeah, they blocked the small campaign, so they did well aware what they need to do. You protect the troll, allow farmers close to the tower. because if he's like farming up here, that it gives the Batrider a full distance to utilize the Firefly, because in the safe lane, it's a lot further away from your own tower, at least. I should say, the off-lane hero, you're a lot further away from your tower. You know, if Troll was on bot, he'd probably be farming around here, so he doesn't run too far compared to who's farming up here. You see the difference in how far he has to run to get back.
Special method for dealing with Scorcher.
Doing a really good job at allowing Troll to get a decent amount out of that lane. But, you know, to highlight, see, he's still getting a chunk. You know, did bot 23 lines, as well 22 for XM, and has level 6 completed. So you see, still no on-point rotation games, but this is the beautiful thing that Rain had been done. So carefully, doesn't have the ultimate yet. But XM playing around with the fire, the BD. Despite the kill here, XM's got the black hair straight on top of that. So CDEC, they'll be able to secure the first kill. That's done from them. Now they're gonna run down bot 11. I was trying to kill on to Arme here. That was the X-Nova 2 points in the end. But they're very good at making rotations around the catapult timing, and when they have the level 6 advantage. You know, the level 6 isn't really going to offer you too much cover. It's more just survivability and, you know, maybe a gate, but slightly depending on like a rune. I'd say, yeah, definitely the level 6 is a little more important. At least killing wise. See, I really want to try and utilize this. Even if notice to get down out here. For Somnus doesn't too much matter to be able to utilize afterwards. Still some charges to the ball drag back. Just will end up falling with the help of the purge to slow him down. So that's really big for them. And you see, I mean, Radiant are there as well. They know that Giant want to try and utilize the Sonic Wave to get an advantage. You really don't want to keep it on cooldown because it's not a massive 125. You want to find kills constantly when this is available and just kind of just skyrocket your advantage. And Radiant are aware the Earthshake is not going to play in a lane. He's going to make more rotation across the map. Old 11 can kind of play solo well enough versus the Monkey King because she does have this great equilibrium and she's fine as well. But I say that trouble if they're going to be able to stay alive there, and now they will try and catch James. Still got bottle charge to be able to utilize Brooks. James will disengage. Other dark come through an SRF, that's a second death here, and you know, really the key point where you're able to usually I'd say be a sword in the league, but again, ODD done a incredible job at keeping the equilibrium in their favor, so he hasn't been farming, you know, kind of the half lane of the lane. But I was gonna say Pop must do it pretty well. Top of the last, it's 1-0-1 on there. And Radiant, I don't think they have the answers for the top of the home. You know, the storm backup is he's got the ultimate. I'll be able to get off far enough for last to lock it down. SRF, let's go for this point at level 6. And we see a little bit late here, but I'll be able to find a turn kill. But yeah, the Corpus Storm jump is interesting. You know, I don't see Storm rush that Orchid, or even go like Blue Orchid anymore. Sometimes Corpus has a little bit more potential of these kills, depending if you go for a Blue item build. But SRF top 5 tier, Storm has a hate to be a pretty free kill for them. There won't be any TPs. They're definitely getting out for the back door. So they're definitely gonna lack a way through the clock until they probably get the Blink 80 blend Rubik. You know, they might even go for Blink on Old 11 because they don't have a guaranteed way to start the fights. You know, Storm can dip forward, but Storm really want to zip and find the Earthshaker and the Bane on the back. And these are two heroes that are pretty squishy, don't have a lot of mobility. I need to sneak. Crap, I can foot. There we go. It's out to some games. This the ultimate can bounce back and forth here. Jake is in trouble, but looks like Old 11. He's going to utilize this to engage. Bless me, he's actually not aggressive. Max on Scream already, so just kept 2 points in the dagger for the lane. And I almost infiltrating. You know, the bounties about to spawn, so this is not too much. It's a beautiful bounce strike to 2. Can still slicing the tread, but now with Sonic Wave, he dropped that ward exit. utilizes the bed, but you got the kill that's the first now.
Dire's middle tower is under
Someone
attack.
saw once again down below. I see S from just this matchup. You know, Batter is very good versus the wall. They're don't kind of the impact early, but we are seeing how good of a matchup it is for CDEC. Yeah, he's also got the blink down. Oh, no. 9 men down. Levin's in trouble. Such a spot sparkle. They're gonna try and actually seems to be a lot of magic from it early. So this is on point with his rotation from the storm, but now they've got Victoria as well. They're gonna try and with the kill over to Storm. They do a very good job of this. Storm is the issue that Dio is playing. You know, they give Troll a list, and they know that Troll needs decent items to have stack. Someone's gonna play more of his playmaker, but you can kind of do here. It's not as easy. Usually that Kaya is like timing the Storm, that Bloodstone is a really big timing for him. But we Storm is one of the few Storms that have a very good play style, but to play him around with this space maker kind of. You know, see, hunting is really a part of 5 out of the 6 for PSG.LGD. What about the neutrals that we have for the Storm? Yeah, so he's got Ocean out at the moment. They do need to hit some neutrals. Have 3 there. He's got really good ones for intel here. Faded Brooch, probably give that. Imagine you got the Mango tree. That would have been perfect for the Storm, who doesn't really have Jack. The talent's great for the triple. They get the jelly. Alright, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. You like Lou, and that's what it does. But that's why I'm going, yeah, look, this is a bit worried about that. Yeah, look at mobility now, just pass down games. They don't want to go too aggressive, and they do see. He's actually going to blink up, he's got a couple of damage, and XM should be able to find the kill here. Some
Dire's top tower is
400
under
minutes to
attack.
realize in case they need to get out. But in the meantime, top is falling here. X over and 11. We'll be able to secure Radiant's first tower with him. It's all off the first tower. Dire will be able to find just set it there every time. Actually, rotations. Trouble. They're gonna pop the ultimate Dire. They should have the down no bit needed kids. Some magic damage. And without the team, I mean, old 11 was put down and never had what they can do.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's not
is
this
under
really
attack.
do a whole lot either. So, yeah, they're gonna have to sack a lot. I think that old 11 has to down. I don't know why Trolls so long in the lane. The T1 tower got to the top. Get from like, if you want small cam, long cam, you take the triangle as well. And I think you. Wait, what was it? So, I think my control was stuck.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, I think
tower
you can get the paint or the bomb down ball. Or even the Enchantress. Get the Enchantress farm. But Radiant did a pretty good job at getting something across. Not doing too much damage to the tier 1 mid. But we'll force Fire back though. So we're gonna have to deal with this. We've got a nice aggressive as well, so I'm What's 11's gonna pop the balance shock a little late, and now it's next to the tree line, but it's gonna miss how the army's fine because 11 very close, but he doesn't catch in cigar. So army risk his way there from being caught at CDC. They want to punish you because you're find one that easy way forward. So I'm just gonna be careful. Down the track, the run up to the 2 with some mass amount of burn. The thing's gonna get cancelled there. It's also gonna get stolen from F1. Oh, look at the higher gun. Looks like they're gonna take a fight. You know, negotiate control. They don't really can. This has 4 it's got a 5-second 8-bomb tracks and it's on end up. But incredibly weak. True that we continue to fight though. That's the question. Just run down to the sunset. So we'll sacrifice his life as he allows the SRF to go up to the northern tree line. He does have a team seconds here. They might find him, however. We can't with the damage that might be, but it's not. So Storm falls, they fall. Buyback on top of Pangoli there. They tried to take it deep, but unfortunately just was not one that fit. The Barrow is an issue. The SRF died 3 times in a row, but was able to find a couple kills on the troll. pretty much has got the boost travel 45 speed, and now the smoke up army hits the tree and it says, look, no, try and break the tree, gonna be successful because zombies are dying, they be careful with the tree range, they don't have the ultimate to use it. Pretty fast here, and now they're also gonna cut a play done from PSG.LGD. That's what I highlighted in the that storm has a way to destroy trees. It's a very minimal hit, but at least it does provide you a nice way to kill the Monkey King as it shows there. And now the tree is falling, maybe I'll make a T1 tower in the middle lane as well. And so he's getting kind of active for these engagements, you know, not sitting back and farming up. You know, still got the last hits and around the net worth actually ahead of the Monkey King at the moment. But as we take a look, you know, to be 16 minutes into the game, 18 kills all up. What's he got coming in? This is big. I love that they're giving F5 the deadline. Like, they can it's actually fun. So they can fight. Why have they found it? They got the last items in the air. A little bit aggressive there, hunting out, surfing, catching him out, sticking the palm and out Chalice. He does have the last cooldown, so should be able to farm okay here, but we'll see what he does play. I'm surprised Chalice isn't playing top. I think they give this lane because both heroes can farm it relatively easy. You know, Enchantress more, you actually need to beat it, you just got the intent. You have a crit that has 70 damage, you can do it very, very easily. But Rubik, because it's decent ability in this game, get wave clear. You see the tree dance, scream. Vision's not bad. The little bit of damage increasing it. Betty, I'll make you. Stop. Oh, break the tree. Can't even, are they? He does protecting the backline die. They have no advantage of the moment there. We're going to try and drop the Wukong's command. It looks like they're out. Have secured themselves on top of them. Paying Galee. They get a couple of ultimates for. It looks like Ray we're going to wrap around the Chelsea. This is the user blade. The sort of Vlad's not played as well, but unfortunately, you know, Pang isn't going to be able to for this fight if it does occur at all. So lack of Vlad's a lot, you know, it's something that's really life still. You get it for your old stuff, but still just have a passive life still coming. I guess very important for the hero. It's just on the pain. Needs to go out for the places. Probably might go Blink just because they didn't have an initiation. You know, it depends on if FY have a good game, how much farm it can get. But it's going to give you a way where if you do get on top of the pop or the monkey, you can chain lock them down. You get the rolling thunder, you get the heals, they are locked down 2 stuns in a row. We did the Ocean, he's not completed. So this is massive for CDEC. This is massive they can cut. Victoria does have 1. It's also right by the 17-minute interval. Yeah, well, 17-minute time, so where the T2 new items so and now available for both of the games. As we take a look, we're able to find a Grobo. You could disco the orc, so yeah, this is very big. Like you don't really, we don't see that orc picked up too early. And I mean, XN is 4-0-2 as well. And this is a pretty good orc game. Again, Control really likes to split the whirling axes. The ultimate is what you try and use for the last second. You know, you doesn't have a BKB, doesn't have a method, so it's very difficult. The top.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Smash up on P die there. Very nice wall in the area, so it looks like Victoria. The sacrificial land pops smoke. Zip it to both. No, won't too aggressive here. So next I'm just gonna try and trade X shut out the bottom lane. He almost thinks on the which is very, very good on the quick pain. All the talents are pretty strong on the block. She's got one of the talent pools at the moment. They're trying to defend. this is not easy. And they're also hitting as well, eventually, James. With that blink that has been revealed just yet, here come the rotations, or it's going to fly out, but it's a lockdown. Thomas is there. It's a two, but it looks like still the blink just time. And this Washbuck will catch down. Sonic Wave not going to be enough to back to back, but they're going to be careful with the Ainscape forward. Lockdown gear stall. It's going to have to fall. There's nowhere to cancel this. All the can't get in range. Rolling through the Wukongs does a little bit too much damage here. He's caught out. So we'll block him. Radiant still taking some protection though. They got the numbers to take the fight. Looks like Dark forced to disengage. Batrider will end up paying for his sins as Victoria is also going to get caught out. But it's a Juki jive. No, to be enough. Chalice with a double kill. PSG.LGD. They find 3 heroes from CDEC down the bottom side. Yes, some of them does end up dying again. It's very much letting his bloodstone. Usually like that. And normal bloodstone timing, I'd say, is about 20 minutes. But some is very much played kind of peacemaking. He's still doing very well in the network. You know, neck and neck with Queen Pain. But how much resources need to stay afloat in the lane is the big thing.
Dire's bottom tower.
As go, and they definitely would have seen his blink from the Sparkies. They gotta be careful. Looks like the creep wave. The trust. Change the backline. Stupid from the fire cancels out the initiation. But this will take a little bit of champion channels. He's able to put the ultimate. Give a little bit of protection here. Now Painkiller will end up falling. But they can still take the vision and they could stop. James is the echo on top of the creep waves and still stolen. F5 will be able to get a return kill, but now enchant. One out the nightmare will end up stopping any engagement. Trying to keep up is absolutely the way, right? Oh my lord. Okay. Orchid will tick. Was able to buy a fairy fire time there. From then.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Take a pretty good fight. They'll find 3 kills. It's a very even game at the moment, which I'm excited for. Both these teams looking strong at the moment. This is a big timing though. They've got Bloodstone. Might stick Roche. I think a lot of teams really try and take Roche by the Bloodstone. Because this is an item that can completely snowball your game. So you want that second life. One Storm is already probably the best Bloodstone, the best agent carrying the game. And it also means, like, if you die, you lose 3 bloodstone charges. You really don't want to do that. You know, once it gets on, and it just feels so sad. So the bloodstone, you know, gives you a little bit of protection and just enables you to kind of snowball this game. He's actually gonna go Orc. Okay. I thought he might go. Well, like BKB still can controlling through Lasso and Fiend's group, but I thought he might go with defensive advantage just because the Queen Pain Orchid. But they are, yeah, they're gonna smoke up here. I thought they might wait till the BKB on Chalice, but they will not. They'll see if they can find. They'll hold the high ground, and so they're gonna make their own smoke play. I don't have the greatest way to take Roche, so this is pretty much all on Ruby with the Vlads, with the Troll as well, and makes it a little easier. But we're gonna bounce on the high ground. Alright. You'll take it. Anything you can get there, but
Dire's bottom tower is under
Dire
attack.
definitely well aware of what's happening. You see even the Tron as well from when they play, so they're just gonna bait the high ground. Try and push the T3 tower.
Dire's bottom tower.
They're on the high ground too.
Dire's
You
structures are
need to
fortified.
try and protect it. You know, and then Dire can really walk.
Fortified.
I think make it through the mid. Just smoked, which is a difficult thing. And they have a BKB and they're gonna do it again. They go, here's the high ground walk. Just make it pop SRF. You can find initiation on. And it's a little awkward here, but it looks like he will for the enchanter. So Ray needs to come back off here. As soon as they see movement from fire, they'll dip out. It looks like they're not ready to take fights. Radiant just trying to stop the game as long as possible. Chalice is still yet to find an BKB, but he's farming underneath the observer, but he's got to be careful. They are running underneath the middle lane, so Chalice should be fine, and he's out of there. They might lose Storm Courier.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Armor?
Dire's
Up and down?
bottom
No,
tower
it's fine.
is under attack.
The Courier is fine, I should say. But I would have been doing a really good job at jobbing a bot, actually. Like, defend. 11. Try to cut down the trees. He does have some protection. They're doing a good job. Fire's playing core, not support another core. He's in trouble though. Getting a little bit too aggressive on the side. The Fire's gonna leave him alone. They even commit the sick wave here from XM. Really want to find that kill. He's 8-1-3 at the moment. This has been a really good performance from XM. They got a big timing on die. These full 10-second BK actions. They got the ult available as well. I would love to see them take a fight here. Trolls out his BKB. You see Dara, they're hunting. They're well aware they've got a massive power spike. I mean, Fox's BKB very early. They're not going to be able to cut that Somnus. Oh, that's a step from RA. I don't hate the movement. It's just the fact that he didn't have any follow-up, and now BKB working submitted. And all of a sudden, they can strike themselves if they want to. You can kind of force to fight Roach. Your bot's getting shoved out. Top's an okay, like it's crossed the halfway mark. F5 has a blink dagger now completed too. So yeah, I think Roche is now a potential threat for Raven if they want to try. You can do it very fast. You've got the lucky shot minus on. You've got all the life still required. And yeah, close to the BKB. I just played really like it. I mean, it's Diamond has wall in the back, but they can't really see anything. So should be aware this is happening though. He's going to be able to scout out, but Roche is already down to Torres is going to end up find initiation checks for the opening. They're going to be kept super. Lice is going to fly out. They'll protect the dunk. They might end up falling if the Anchor Sign permitted. Even tries to get the bot zone active, but it won't be enough to keep him alive. Victoria sources on buyback exit. Nice dude and drives. Dial. The numbers advantage. Charles is still trying to get his Roche, but nobody will. Let's try on the two. Charles probably started to get beat. It's as well trying to right click, peeking in Somnus at 4, but Somnus, he doesn't find anything on the other side of the battle, and they're going to be careful. This isn't a habit, except the BKB, Pajal holds them back, now Storm, you've got the Somnus, who ends up falling, so you see, now ready, they've got to disengage the Nightmare, stop the FY, Order 11 does make it down to the Luke, they've got the follow-up ability, so Order 11, on PSG.LGD, the ultra kill for Arme. It's like a good fight. As soon as you lose the first sip, Stormers, you have to find the damage on the first sip. If you do half your meta pool and no damage out of it, you're completely useless, and you're still going a decent down on dial. Like they held the Fiend, they sat, you know, the follow-up as well, bounce, etc. I don't know. It's difficult right now. Like, Queen of Pain can just kind of snow. Go for this Orchid, go Orchid first art makes it really rough. They don't have a defensive support to be able to keep someone alive. And they've got to kill the backline. You have to kill Earthshaker, Bane, or Earthshaker, and I think Batrider are your most important. I don't think you can zip of a fight if the monkey keeps showing. They've got a Nightmare to play around with. You monkey BKB as well, which I think may have been on cooldown that fight still. What is it? He did actually use it. There you go. Well, it was available when he popped it. But this is how the network lead for CDEC. Even Batrider's own BKB. So this is big CDEC. They're fucking showing the moment. Bats it for Helbert, so everything is shaping up for the boys to fire. You know, they matchups. And that's also, I mean, that's 8 bloodstone strikes as well for Thomas. You know, he pulled back that fight, then ended up dying again. It's making it very, it's rough now. Like, it actually could be it. I'm not sure how they get any farm. They don't have the best team fight. They kind of had to have this advantage. We'll talk it. I'm strike. We're probably getting hit before lockdown. So just trouble with Sonic Waves. They're going to be the kill. Keep Storm off. Have a right back. You know, they can continue on with the fight here. Fly the back. It's up for James. As predicted, so the Shadow, I mean, but it's not them out. Die just have all the lockdown for the base trees. They're completely useless, and the trees drop. Go. I didn't see LGD were going to be able to fight back, and exactly like that, they lose one fight. CDEC A beautiful game for them. 49-minute victory, and XM pops off. I think we'll see the clock end down. If you could.
PSG.LGD's turn to ban.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Dazzle!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Choose your hero. Prepare for battle. 30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
A little bit of F, dodge for the boys, and there you go. Yeah. The dissimulator, what is it? It's 16 with a 20-second cooldown. So there is a little bit of downtime for the dissimulate to dodge the dagger, but you see how XM is going to have to play this. You know, this is a pretty decent matchup for the Queen of Pain. You have a lot more harass potential. Ranged, of course, into a melee never feels nice. But this is going to be, you know, if Somnus doesn't always spam out the dagger when it just comes off cooldown, then XM will have that dissimulate available. It's going to be easier because I think, you know, we'll more than likely see Somnus put more points in the Shadow Strike than what XM will put in the dissimulate. Unless he does go for that new build that I've been seeing, maxing out the W. But I think I've seen it a couple times, more in pubs than any other, like watching people streams, etc. Are they? Okay, he does. So yeah, we'll keep watching that in the meantime. But we do this a lot now. Just the supports of body blocking the small camp. It's just so easy. And the small camp, because it's got that low box AoE, very, very easy to find the D-Warden. How many? So he's got 3 mangoes on Armade. This is just going to tell us that they want to brawl down bot. 3 mangoes, you know, Victoria's got 3 mangoes himself as well. Literally just going to brawl. This is the big thing about the Chaos Knight. You're not a flash farming hero. You really attempt to try and come online very early, you know, after your brutal, like, laning stage against the enemy team. Because you can just zone them out. You're a big bully. But they are playing this well. They are doing a very good job. We're still yet to find our kill, our first blood here. We saw that picked up first blood last game, but before the horn went, if I remember correctly. But it looks like F5 is just going to try and cut the wave here. Maybe in double stack it off. Victoria? This is 2 points in the... Very definitely dead, right? Here's the first blood. One more right click, not even needing old 11. Might still take a decent chunk. Army's actually going to try and hunt down FY, who does have the spike carapace, the level 2 picked up. And now Army's going to be careful. They've got another stun. Poison's on cooldown, but they've got the heal bomb. It doesn't do too much. They're only level 1. So Army will be fine there. But if they find first blood, Victoria's going to be able to come back and give a salve off. I don't believe he picked up any more items, so... Still going to see a lot of aggression here as we take a look top. How is this faring for Chalice? He's got 15 last hits. SRF's got 15, 16 as well. So both these cores are getting a lot of farm top. See, Chalice might start to ramp up the pressure with the 2 points in the passive. But the issue is that, yeah, you spear, put him away, it does a decent chunk of damage. That was even level 1, so 100 early on is pretty nuts. It's a very passive start to the laning phase, and I think this is fine, honestly. Did he have the simulate? Yeah. This is the thing. What's the cooldown difference? I believe every level's 4 seconds taken off. Yeah, it is on the dagger, and yeah, it's just 3 seconds taken off the simulator on bot though, or 11. They've got the vision. Kinetic field's going to trap him in there, so Army will be able to secure his first kill for CDEC, the first kill for the game as well with the Chaos Knight at the top. This is gonna be fine. Saw the health bar falling low here, so we're kind of cruising along. And we got 2 kills about 5 minutes up, so with that first 5-minute interval, might see a little bit of aggression by the Bounties. You know, at least the Dazzles gonna be able to come back to the lane with full health and full mana before that Bounty rune fight potentially. Both mid lanes do have a bottle as well, so I'm gonna try and find a refill for them. Can they get how much mana does 100, yep. Use 50. They nerfed the mana pool of that creep, didn't they? It's not the Sailor, I believe. I think they did. Apologies. Another kill down bot, old 11. Terror's gonna fall. This, I mean, this is a nice lane combo actually. The Dazzle with Nyx, you've got slow to kind of set up for the Impale. Makes it very, very easy to connect. How's the slow? Yeah, 16%. And it's also a melee hero to get on top of them with Heal Bomb. So that second death now Victoria, and the anger is really isn't getting too aggressive here. They might try and get rid of the static creep that they have at the moment. SRF, oh my lord, that soaring should be a kill. James has got the fade, gave me a mini heart attack though. Jesus, calculated it just on time. Oof, well, there they go. They're trying to get rid of the static lane setup that they have, just rotating Victoria up top. This will leave Arme now in a very tricky spot. They're really going to try and shove in the lane now and put some pressure underneath the tower. They know that the TPs cannot come back down here, but there are still other TPs available for Radiant if Arme does get dived. But this is a big thing. You know, you leave Arme solo, he's farming under the tower fine. You know, Dire probably going to be able to drag it back out with the hard camp, but now offers up, like, Ursa is a hero that can't really catch up in the jungle. Like, you're another hero. It's very similar to the Chaos Knight, how each team have, you know, their position ones kind of play the same. Like, you're a lane dominating hero, you don't flash farm. I think Chels is a little better just because we see the maxed out Earthshock that is kind of this new build. You go Treads, just being able to utilize the mana, but Somnus is making the movement. They are able to scout this out, so Radiant gonna have to dip straight away. They still have a nice ward in the area. Somnus is aggressively forward. They have the full lockdown now with the tree getting broke from the telekinesis, and now with the TP fixed X Nova. FY is even going to be able to make the rotation here. So Dire, they've got the numbers advantage. Unfortunately, that tree getting broken there. Otherwise, the spear would have held the cop in place, but very nicely done, even though Radiant. This should probably reveal there's a ward in the vicinity, or at least very close to the tower, with the fact that, yeah, I believe some of the top haste like next to his tower and they still have vision, so might reveal this more of an aggressive one. We'll see if he does take that away. Yeah, he's gone 3 points in it. Might still hold out to these levels. Top lane, Chalice is getting aggressive here. He's got the enrage, SRF. They're going to try and glimpse, drag him back. We'll give SRF a little bit of space now. He hasn't disengaged fast enough. They still have the purges coming out, and maybe attack slow. Spear will connect SRF. We're going to be careful though. XM game, they're going to make the rotation stun. FY will clip onto 2 here. Might in fact be able to deal with Korra, and they will do so successfully. But this does allow us to be able to find the power rune. He's also going to go down bot. Arme's very in the tower. This should be a kill. He does have a Phantasm. It's a basic dispel as well, so he's going to probably come with the dagger now. We'll try and turn a 2-second stun. Can he find the crits? Old 11's got the kill though. Somnus tries to turn. Pomp fakes the Sonic Wave. Oh, I hate the goddamn armlet bug on the Chaos Knight. Look how annoying that is. Is this going to look glitchy? Yeah, it does. Ugh. Oh, that's hurting my eyes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's really, really awkward, but I mean, there's Phantasm not going to be used in Old 11. Uh-oh. He doesn't have Grave, but now a big ultimate from Somnus cleans up the Chaos Knight. I mean, he's going to try and armlet toggle to do the constant damage over time. Will pay the best top lane rating. A sacrifice, well worth it, with the Chaos Knight falling for Arme as well. Arme and Chalister, I should say. So, who's happy with that? I mean, I guess who takes the tower first? Radiant got 3 heroes, make it 4-3 with XM. It is freeing up mid for FY, who's getting some very good solo experience, so he's going to have 6 at a good timing. They can even give the tome if need be to X Nova. But this is the big issue of the LGD lineup, is that They don't take objectives fast. You know, this Necro Book's gonna help out a lot from the Dazzle, even the creeps on X-Nova, but he's in trouble. Protecting the outpost, beautifully done from XM, will be able to kill with the mark damage coming through. And now Chalice as well, he just TP top. They don't even need the glimpse, they're gonna drag him back. He does have the status resistance, spears off the mark thanks to this now. He's gonna be able to duke and jive, gets out of the kinetic field, ready, and have the ultimate, not able to get in range of the glimpse, so... the status resistance, the new change for the enrage there, 50%. So just the spear off the mark. Didn't predict how long the stun was going to last for there. But it looks like we will see both towers end up falling. So the safe lane towers of each side is going to get traded. Woo! Bounty room for old 11. He didn't even have to go to one of the room spots as well. So I think this should be 3 for Dire. We see, might just slow down a little. Well, I say that, but FI does have ulti, so does Somnus in 20 seconds, who's going Blade Mail. We've seen a lot of the top lately. You know, there's some okay AoE damage that are uncontrollable, but I really think the active is like the staple point of Blade now. It's very good against, like, you take a look. Quap has decent armor at the moment. Yeah, of course, I guess the chainmail's helping out with the 4 armor. But the fact that you have the Chaos Knight max out Chaos Strike, sorry, where's the reality? There we go, sir. Minus 4 armor in the reality rift, so you have a little bit of minus armor already, so Raid's gonna do a decent amount of physical. But what the Blade Mail gives you, stats are so good. You know, it's, I believe, 28 damage, and then plus the 8 intel, so you're getting 36 damage all up. 6 armor as well. Arme, the Sentry victorious with the AoE, but doesn't have the ultimate. That was a massive amount of burns. Arme's going to be able to get the ultimate off, utilizing the armor token as well. With that basic dispel, he gets rid of the Shadow Strike, so somehow he stays alive enough with the glimpse. Strikes back F5, it's not a massive range. They'll catch out X-Nova, does have the ultimate if he can get it off in the last second. Now even Eleven's going to show up here with the Necro Books. Dire, they're going to continue to take the fight here. A 1-for-1, XM's got the mobility to make it on the backline here. F1 caught out. That's the only hero they needed to find, but he's still hunting. Chalice is able to get the movement speed slow. XM will have to simulate and doesn't get it fast enough. And with the stun from FY, holds him back. He opted for the Aether Remnant before the dissimulate there, so enabled FY to find the stun. But is this the thing? I mean, yeah, even though I highlighted in the draft that the Dire don't really have that many AoE options to deal with the Phantasm, like, Phantasm is shit. I can't say it in a nicer way. It's such a bad ultimate. It's just, they get melted. Like, a Scream takes half its HP. It's 124-second cooldown. Armor's just dead mid now. Like, Dire, they have this timing. Necro is about to have the mech. They're hitting it a little bit earlier than what I expected, but they are well and truly in it. And Radiant are going to have to do something about this in the Tier 1 tower. It's going to be incredibly important to hold it, but they have the level 6 now, still victorious. Something level now, XM. Speed drags him back, Tells passes up the ultimate. They got the stun, XM's going to fall. He doesn't use the last astral step. The stun is out of man on. A stolen stun from James will hold back. But this is the thing. This is the issue with disrupt the lineups. You don't play well from behind, and the glimpse is not a defensive tool. You need to use the glimpse for pickoffs. This is a massive thing about the hero, and just hit level 6 as well. So I wonder if he's regretting this 2-point Thunder Strike for that range. It's not even that, it's just the fact that, yeah, the ultimate came a lot later. Like, yeah, it's about a 3,000 experience. Yes, 2,000's big, but I'd say it's more important about the experience, where the supports now just got their levels. And yeah, Arme had a decent lane, but as soon as they left the support to go top, they didn't bring another one down to help him, and Dire just killed him a couple times. They found the tower, and he can get positioned up, and now Queen of Pain will get caught. Nice Sentinel Stomp, actually. It's going to hop that SRX. Queen of Pain's going to be fine with the ultimate. It's not even going to need to be committed. It's a 2-for-1. Arme has to commit the ultimate here, but now they're going to disengage. They don't have the numbers advantage from the boys in CDEC. But where's the fault lockdown? However, that's the question. Getting aggressive. Odd 11 will force him back here. Chelsea is still diving though. He's got the stats resistance. It's a big ultimate. Somnus cleans him up. It's a 2-second stun. Somnus might be in trouble with the grave. The heal coming in for the ultimate. The next Nova. It's an ultra kill from Somnus. They force out a couple of buybacks as well, but it's not going to matter. Constantly diving. They'll find James too. Ultimate drop to Victoria. It's a bit of a lift there, unfortunately. And Dire, they just have so much sustain. They're even going to be able to TP F5 back with full HP. So this stun clips out the disruptor. PSG.LGD absolutely steamrolling CDEC at the moment. There is nothing they can do. James is going to end up falling as well. This is all before the mech. I'm absolutely mind blown. I honestly thought that we might see LGD have to play a little bit more passive for the next couple of minutes until the mech came out. But they know how strong they are. They know that Radiant have a lot bigger cooldowns that they're relying on. And just these long drawn out fights so much favor the Dire team. Like, I can't say it enough. You've got Shadow Wave almost maxed out on a 5.92 second cooldown. You know, Grave not very good early, but once you get those levels for the Dazzle, it's so important. And now you have Mech. I don't know where Radiant get the damage. Like, it's a 4,000 net worth lead, but, you know, Chaos Knight, he's a hero now. Like, you've really got, this was my issue in the draft, and I highlighted that you've got to really win the lane, and if you don't do that, you will not be able to keep up in farm. And even though, like, Ursa is neck and neck, he's going to have a lot more impact. Like, his ulti isn't a trash can ultimate. And Dire can take Roche whenever they want to. They're probably going to try and get some vision down around the top side of the map. They're even hunting, setting up for the spear. We'll push back F5. The Spike Carapace is only level 2 at the moment. But F5's got the mobility, and Chalice is still trying to close the distance. And the Vendetta break into the stun. It puts out a nice kinetic fill, but Chalice is able to jump through that. And we'll up finding that. And now another one. XM. Find him in the backline here. Really think, yeah, Dire. I mean, they've got the active advantage. They really probably want to try this tier 1 tower top, because then it will take away the TP point for Roshan. But they might even just walk in it now, honestly. Like, I don't think they care. He's got the ice armor. You can tank up with one of the chain creeps as well if need be. And Somnus is doing the build I thought. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to get blade mail this game, but it shows how strong of an ability, item I should say it is. Like, I really think you can't look at the blade mail active too much. I really think the stats is just super strong on the Queen of Pain. 36 damage, 6 armor. The active is also very good. And there you go, Smokes up. But Dragon back with the Spike Covers gives it a little bit of protection. The ultimate spark once again, and now Summits with the ultimate. A decent chunk of damage to the backline. Arena traps in 3. SRF's going to try and use this as a zoning one to disengage, but they've slowed him down with Poison Touch. Summits isn't going to blink aggressively because he has this second life to be able to utilize. A 2-second stun to trap him back with Blade Mail. Ends up killing off the Rubik there. James with the stream stolen. And this is, yeah, first ages. I mean, first ages is always so important on the Ursa. This is a hero that just snowballs games. They even get a goddamn bounty. Juice it up a little bit. I give it for the bottle. You love to see it. But yeah, the Ags was what I kind of theorized that he might go to really deal with the illusions. And this just shows that LGD, they don't give a damn. Yeah, I thought they were going to try and take the T1 tower top just to get rid of that TP point so they could Roche. They didn't even need to put too many wards down, just kind of the one in the vicinity around the river. And now they're hunting. Nexum's got a free TP out. But this network feed is just going to continue to grow now from Dire. They'll get a very methodical gameplay coming out from them. Just slow this one down. I will still highlight that they very much struggle going high ground. The only way I can see Dire doing this successfully is if they don't have a good team fight lineup. This is still the one thing about the heroes. So they actually might struggle going high ground. This is probably the one thing that CDEC is saying at the moment. Try and get whatever farm we can across the map. You know, we got good team fight ultimates. We can defend high ground.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
But Dire probably just gets aggressive vision, make it so Radiant can't get outside the base, and they just farm up the map, and then they get this massive network advantage where Radiant just don't have the items to defend high ground. Or they just smoke up, find a couple pickoffs, and then can take some objectives after it. So be careful, X-Nova. He's got a brother TPing forward as well. Armin's playing a little bit too aggressive on the back line. They assassinate the Gravik, and Armin's going to be the next target as well. The Sonic Wave to drag him away from old 11. They still have the Grave if need be, which is too protective of the tier 2. And, well, I was saying they're going to struggle going high ground. You feed them a couple kills like that, and they're going to freely walk up. I mean, they even got the Necro Book 3 with Chen creeps. What's the probability? Yeah, 99%. I'm not even surprised. This game seems well and truly over and done with. And this, the Chen that Dazzle, that timing with all the sustain, these fights aren't favoring CDC. They want to fight where they just burst down heroes, and it just doesn't happen for them. They're gonna try and stall it out. Just trying to get the Aghanims on XM. Chaos Knight's going for a Sanjin Yasha as well. But it's a little grim at the moment, unfortunately, so we might actually end up seeing a full best of 3. XM. Oh, FY, hit it! Oh! I don't know. Oh, Samus can blink up there. He will, XM. He's got an ultimate to simulate as well. But he's out of dramatic here. He's in trouble. He's just going to have to farm up the creep. Beautifully done from FY. Literally the only kind of place you're going to guess correctly is on godlike spree for Somnus. FY is just a glitch in the system. There's no way they would have put it. Eyes even caught out mid, right next to the remnants of the T1 tower. And that's another death. And yeah, geez, the drop. There we go. CDEC, they're gonna have to call it what a methodical game coming from PSG.LGD. A 20-minute victory from them. And now, alright, now I think the crop will get banned. It's either if CDC have first pick, they won't ban it. If LGD have first pick, they won't ban it. So whoever doesn't have first pick, I imagine will ban it. I don't think it's gonna.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
But at the moment, similar bans from LGD. They get rid of the Viper, the Treant Protector, and the Venomancer. So this does still leave in a couple of heroes. The Chen's available, which both teams play it to an incredibly high level. The Queen of Pain is still available as well. They might go back for the ban, which they have been doing in every game. It's been the Tusker to outrun this full first phase ban for LGD. And they will. They're going to continue with it. I highlight that I would not imagine whoever has first pick, I don't think they'll ban the co-op. I think they'll pick it. So this is now on CDEC. Are you going to leave it in the pool?
Dire team.
Are you going to risk it? They get rid of the Dazzle. Okay. They thought the Dazzle was more of an issue. I think it did outrun the draft on how LGD wanted to play it. Because you have a co-op, a Chen, Nyx, an Ursa, and then a Dazzle. Those 5 heroes not late. Like, they're not very good late. They're gonna run at you. And they Ember. Okay. This is actually another hero we're seeing get first phased very, very consistently lately. You put him safe lane, you put him mid. I think this is maybe because the OD has been pretty much non-existent. Like, we're actually not really seeing the Outward Devourer at all, which used to be a pretty big counter to the Ember. A lot of the time you would ban out the OD when the Ember was picked or going to be picked. So I have a feeling that is why we're seeing a little bit more of the Ember lately, being because you're not worried about having to go into that matchup. And CDEC, they're going to snag up the Coddle, so LGD don't get the Ember Coddle matchup, and they will still go back for the Void Spirit. So no real difference there. They got at least, I like this, where they've got a support with a big ultimate. But they do Void Spirit, and I actually think Ember's pretty decent versus the Void Spirit. You've got a bunch of magical damage, and early on Void Spirit kind of likes to be protected through the physical. I know Slight's physical, and Chains doesn't do too much magic early, but another thing is that Ember has a lot more mobility. Void can only utilize the double astral step, whereas Ember can utilize the triple, and you can also get an Aghanim's plus your talents, which will enable your positioning. And also another thing, if we add on to that, all these kind of elusive heroes very much hate versing Roots. There's nothing you can do about it. Roots is just one of the most difficult things to play into as these elusive heroes, and of course that is what the Chains is. So it's going to make it a little awkward for the Void Spirit. So I like this pickup. It's not guaranteed though. Somnus can play it, Chalice can play it, a lot of flexibility, and they go for a Grimstroke here as well. So it gets rid of gets rid of the Void Spirit's mobility potential. Like if it gets soulbind up with someone, then he's kind of locked in place and can't really utilize the high mobility that his toolkit provides him. And I think Grim as well is probably another one of the best position 5s at the moment. Even you can run him as a 4, but we do see a lot more as the 5. And the good thing about him is that you can list everything. You got a nuke / wave clear, so you can farm the dead lane. You got a silence. You got a stun. Yes, it's not instant, but it's pretty decent. And then you have a BKB piercing ultimate. It's very good against these elusive heroes. You can combo your heroes with it. We don't see the Doom too much anymore, but have that Doom effect. Any single target abilities, even items, is very strong. So I think Grim does have its flaws. Very weak, immobile, can't take objectives like some other supports, and playing from behind is a little awkward. Definitely can't be you want an initiator for that. Like, you like to have someone with mobility where you chuck out Inkswell and then they can get on top of them. So like a Ricky actually just absolutely steamrolls this game. I think that might be an option for LGD if they want to, if they want to put the Ember mid, because Cuddle can't do anything. Void Spirit as well to the AoE silence, just really hates that. But it's early on to be guessing. As we see the so the co-op, actually I honestly thought we were going to come into this game and the co-op was just going to be first picked or banned, and neither actually happened. It's still available, but this is really interesting actually. I hopped on the co-op, and the fact that it doesn't kind of get shown at all, which is a little surprising, but that's both teams going to try and switch it up for this last game, as we even see a Shaman picked up here, so
10 seconds remaining.
Gives them some lockdown which they were needing. The instant Hex is really important versus the Ember.
5 seconds remaining.
Both Shaman and Lion kind of fallen out. I mean, I think Shaman was getting played a lot more than what the Lion was, but there will definitely come a time where Hexes have some relevancy, because they're the only 2 heroes with the built-in Hex. So the fact that, and it's instant as well, which is the really important thing, that you want some instant stun that doesn't have a cast animation to be able to catch out this slippery Ember, gives them a way to take objectives. It's also not bad. You can refresh the Ether Shock, I think it's called. You can refresh the Shadow Shaman nuke potentially. I think everything else is too high of a cooldown. I'm going to take a look actually quick. Shaman, surely that comes up. There we go. 13 and 10, like reduced by 6, so you could have a double shackles actually. Yeah, if you use the full duration of the shackles and then get it refreshed after, you can use it again afterwards, so that could be interesting. But getting a full duration, well, even getting 2 full duration shackles is like, whew, yeah, good luck. And now you got a Tiny as well, who we don't see Tiny a whole lot. With that nerf to the toss range, very much hindered his kind of performance and his pick rate. But it's going to give them a nice way to initiate, to burst down. Look at CDEC, they're so goddamn squishy. Cuddle Shaman, 2 very, very squishy supports. Even Void Spirit's pretty squishy as well, like magic damage will nuke him. I feel like Void Spirit's actually going to be okay versus the Tiny, because the Avalanche's mini stuns, you're able to get, the Dissimulate off, which is an instant casting ability, so you will be able to dodge, unless Tiny goes like Avalanche toss instantly. But if it's just the Avalanche, then Void should be able to Dissimulate. But I like the Tiny pickup. We don't see it a lot, but it gives them a nice 4 who can initiate. I don't think you can play Tiny as a flex. He has always had that opportunity. But I really think Tiny's just kind of set in a position 3 role. Position 4 role, apologies. But what does CDEC want here? I don't know if they can go Bristle. Always when I see a Coddle, I think of the Ember and Bristle, because they're probably 2 of the best heroes to pair up with the Keeper of the Light. But Ember goes Spirit Vessel, then you've got Tiny with the nuke. You've got Grimstroke's got a decent amount of damage as well.
Dire team pick.
I don't know if I don't think you can. They're gonna PL instead. So Again, that's very similar to the Void Spirit, where PL is able to get the Doppelganger away when you are getting Avalanche, because they're mini stuns. They don't really deal with the illusions. Ember's, it's okay, like Ember can itemize for it, but I think like Timber's ban, Lesh honestly might be an opportunity for LGD. We don't see Lesh a lot, and I don't think the hero is too strong. Especially with that Spell Amp nerf, I think he's one of the few that got hit pretty hard by it with the stats. Not having, you know, the magic resistance, etc. But it is, I pretty much only see Lesh banned or played versus the Phantom Lancer at the moment. But unless they think they've got a decent way to deal with him. I'm trying to think of a core matchup because they don't have last pick. They got a Phoenix. Wait, hang on. What's going on here? Is this a Phoenix 3? Is Old 11 playing the Phoenix? Well, they've got very bad ways to deal with the egg. PL is pretty much the only one. And they'll probably ban a Centaur here, I imagine, from LGD, because CDEC are looking for their offlane. They'll give the Void Spirit to XM. They can still flex it, though. I have highlighted that they have the flexibility potential. But I like the Monkey ban. You know, PL needs a couple of items. And Monkey can still kind of itemize. You can go like Radiance or Mjolnir. So it's not the worst. But it's kind of a hero that the Wukong's is really good to be able to protect the Phoenix Egg.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't think Faceless Void has any opportunity because Coddle's really good against the Void. We saw a while ago when the Void was getting picked up and Coddle was kind of getting played a decent amount. Coddle's like come back into the meta, but you know, there was like maybe like a month, maybe even a couple weeks where Coddle just kind of evaporated. It was when we saw the big nerfs to the Blinding Light. But yeah, you just drop Ignis and Chrono, you Blinding Light evasion's really difficult. I'm just thinking if LGD want a big ultimate to be able to protect the Phoenix Egg, or if they go for a hero that needs to deal with the illusions. Like Amber is okay. With the Batrider ban, this might give them an opportunity to go troll though.
5 seconds remaining.
They might do this.
Radiant team pick.
Spectre. Again, these supports do nothing versus, like they're just so squishy. So Spectre's going to absolutely destroy the supports. They've got no game, and he can go Radiance this game. Like PL can't really put any aggression on, neither can the Coddle.
10 seconds remaining.
I really think them, I don't know, like Centaur, they need some way to initiate on CDEC. Centaur gives you a way to get out of the fight when Phoenix pops egg. But Soulbind is very awkward to play around in. What's another 3 that can give them a way to start? We'll see it now. They're gonna Tide, so a big ultimate. Is that too slow though? They go for team fight, but Tide's a little bit better actually bullying the... Oh, okay, actually, hang on a second. I don't know Spectre's base armor. That's something I should know. But I think it's okay. It shouldn't be the worst. What they're going to try and do is... We see a lot of time that the Gush is getting not maxed out, but a couple points in early. This is the change with the Stout Shield not being a thing anymore. Now that all melee heroes have a built-in damage block, so Tidehunter doesn't actually have to go Kraken Shell early on. Shaman has one of the, at least support-wise, you've got one of the highest, actually even in game, it doesn't even matter about support. You got one of the highest right-click damage, and also the fact that you've got the minus armor as well coming through from the Tide. So I actually need to double-check Spectre's armor, but that lane could be very difficult to deal with. I do think the Ravage is going to be a little bit cooldown reliant. Because I thought they might try and put pressure on the Spectre, and I don't think Tide can really do that. Like, you're not a kind of 3 that will run at you. So it gives them team fight, it gives them way to frontline as well, and I guess it is some initiation. Like Tide, if he wants to, can go blink. It is going to be difficult to... I say that. They have decent amount of burst. Whose draft do I like? Let me see. Let me try and see the Spectre's armor. And then I'll determine how I think he's going to lane. Because I think he still might actually struggle. And that's the one issue with the Spectre, that you're not going to get too much out of it. Let's take a look. He's got 4. Okay. It's not the worst. It's definitely not the worst here.
For battle.
Does he... He might not even go Gush, honestly, but that is what the build I've been seeing lately. At least even like 2 points in the Gush. It's a big nuke. 110 damage plus I think it's like 4 minus armor. Yeah, 4 minus armor at level 1. But with this being said, I don't know. LGD just looks so good after last game that I think they might just run over this game. Maybe not run over with the Spectre. Might be a little slower. But I think they still might take this. This is a very CDEC draft though. They love the Void Spirit. And there you go, XM. He's in trouble. Probably has to go for a dissimulate. He knows he's just dead here. Nothing can really do. They'll have the follow-up anyway, so XM will end up dropping. Who gets first blood? And Somnus will. So this is already a very bad matchup. Like, it's not good. I'd probably put it like 65-35 maybe. Maybe not that much. We'll go 60-40 for the Ember. But you already give this good start now. Yeah, Somnus is going to love this. He's going to love this. And they're just occupying. There's not really much raiding can do. They only have 2 heroes, and alright, here goes Anchor Smash. So Xnova now wrapping over. I think Victoria's going to try and join them. Does have the Blinding Light, but the Avalanche is going to hinder that attempt. And they don't have any lockdown, and without the Gush though, Dire just going to be able to run themselves away. Can they get off? Oh no. Oh, that's... Look, they're trying to do anything they can. Ugh. That's rough, man. All 4 bounties, first blood as well. What's Somnus got coming out? He's got Selv, Wraithbane. He's also already got 160 gold in the bank as well. So this is a massive advantage that Somnus is going to have mid. What's the damage advantage, actually? Goes 66 compared to the 64. So it's a little bit. Like, Somnus will make work with this. And I want to see how Tiny wants to play this game as well. We'll get a D-ward free. Whose sentry is that? That's not his. Who got the gold? Xnova, it looks like. A lot of time, the Tiny's more of a hero that relies on food. Like, you want the Avalanche toss to make your rotations. Whereas, like, an Earthshaker is more like you can just really need Fissure. The bigger thing is level 3 where you get the double stun. But you see they're going to leave bot. They're going to sacrifice old 11 here. He'll try and get as much as he can. He might even just cut the wave, but James is in trouble. But the Avalanche allows Shells to get on top of him for the Ink Spell, and there's absolutely nothing they can do. This will be another kill for PSG.LGD, as FY is going to pick that one up there. If they can give FY a good game, like, he can take over. 2 supports are incredibly squishy. Even PL and Void Spirit aren't too tanky either. But, like, there's not much raiding can really do to actually stop old 11. Like, they don't have any stuns, so as long as he holds dive, he should never really die in this lane. And if he really wants to, like, he can't... I was gonna say, maybe you just cut the wave. What I mean by cut more in this factor is you just stack up a double wave and then TP back. And then if you block the small camp, then they can't really do anything about it. But, you know, he's still getting whatever he can. He's even got 5 last hits, though. So the fact that they're kind of sacking him, you know, he still recognizes he's going to be able to get a decent chunk out of this in Xnova. That's a lot of damage here. Centaur will actually stun Xnova up, so he can't get on top of them for the Ink Swell. And now FY is going to be careful. I'm going to play 2 up in their face here. Does have some stick charges. So XRF actually goes for the normal build. Well, when I say normal, at least the one that was popular beforehand, the damage block. I really thought with the Gush and just the damage from James. But I guess this is because they tried to get first blood. The Anchor Smash is, you know, probably needed to keep you alive. And plus they have 3 heroes as well. You know, Gush isn't very good when you have the enemy team has kind of this. And now FI is just going to TP down bot. So he's helped around top enough. They've given them a good start here. He's going to try and soak up some experience. They might even be able to find a kill on Victoria, because old 11 does have this extra point in Fire Spirits. It's a big damage increase. 15 to 35, so it's upping it by 20. So that second level is a very big damage spike for the Phoenix. And army even gonna dive aggressively for that. Doesn't have a point in the doppelganger, so can't actually get rid of the 5 spirit to the top lane. And nothing happened too much. I saw the heroes on top of each other, just making sure we ain't missing any kills at the moment. But a lot of last hits mid, so both these players are actually doing really well. I thought Somnus might be able to take over. Not really take over, but might have a little bit more of a last hit advantage. Is them man fighting? We'll be fine. I think the level 6 is where Somnus gets a massive damage advantage over the Void Spirit. You just have one more remnant to utilize. So until he can hold out till them. XM does find the rune though, so Somnus is going to be careful. We're going to sell from his fellow supports, even though he's going to have the bounty up pretty soon as well to be able to refresh his health and mana pool. But army, it's fine. Nicely done. Nice heads up TP. About doing as much as they can to keep the lane dragged back, and we might see Tiny actually play a little bit. The issue is that I highlighted when game 1 we had that Earthshaker, where if you have a roaming position 4, you literally do that. You put wards on the higher ground, your Dire almost have the same one as well. But because Tiny is a hero that likes to put a lot more emphasis onto the other lanes than the off lane, like it makes a lot more movements. But Army's in trouble, doesn't have TP, Doppelganger's down as well, but FI out of mana. So can't connect on the combo in our top lane. Chalice shackled up here. We don't have any more follow-up damage though, so this will also allow X Nova.
What?
Wait, hang on, what the heck just happened there? Okay. I didn't know that ward actually gave a little bit of vision of it's a little bit. Oh, X Nova, he's in trouble. Hiding out by the hard camp, but I don't think it's going to be secretive enough there, unfortunately, brother. So we'll end up falling. Did you get the bounty? Who got the bounty? What, did it get denied? I'm not sure where it went to. Must maybe got denied there, because there's only 3 showing. But oh well, takes it away from XM, so he's unable to get any bottles. Will feed away a kill, unfortunately, and they're even going to refill up Somnus's bottle as well. So very nicely done. So Radiant might know there's a ward in the area. At least they know on the high ground, because they saw the Grimstroke just right-click the hard camp on the low ground. You can't really do that without vision, so of course it's a very difficult spot to de-ward. You know, there's multiple places where you could have vision there.
Radiant's middle tower
XM is gonna visit the bottle. Looks like both teams are very good at making movements around the level 6 and around the power room timing, because both your mid laners have a bottle, really wanting to utilize this and secure their lane as much as possible. And Chalice has also got level 6, so we might see potentially like the haunt down bot. I say that, but SRF, I feel like might be pretty dead. Try and lead up with all the stuns, and this is a mass amount of magic burst, so unfortunate for the Tide Hunter, who's going to end up falling. The first death of the game here. I was thinking that maybe we might see like a haunt down bot, get a kill, then try and take an objective. But I guess, like, why force the haunt though? Because like if Spectre's free farming, this is a hero that isn't the strongest laner, so if you can just keep him in the lane for as long as possible, and then you can allow the rest of the team to make plays. Like, as long as you're making plays across the map, then your Spectre always has a haunt potential to be able to get out of that AoE, or at least the lane. And we see Dire, they've got a net worth advantage at the moment, but they do send Victoria up top. So once again, we saw last game that Victoria left Arme down in this bottom lane. They will trade off supports here, so James going to try and protect the Phantom Lancer. But Dire, this could be just where they get a whole lot of damage. Like, Somnus, he's got the ultimates. He's even going Blade Mail again. So it's not even an intel hero. But again, they have the minus armor in the gush, so the extra armor you're getting is very nice. Plus, the damage it's providing you, a little bit of intel. Yeah, I honestly think Blade Mail, the stats are just super strong. I think a lot better on intel heroes than not, but
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Do they have scan? They do on Dire. The chance of them just chucking out on top. He does get the flame guard though, so it's going to stop a lot of the damage. James is going to be really careful. They want to try and shove in the lane and dive here. James is well aware. Really nice setup there from Somnus. You have FY wrapping around. You shove in the lane just to set up for a potential dive. XM might have the ulti to find it, but now he's used both of these and doesn't have to single it. They need the fault control. Looks like they won't be able to provide it. And XM will be able to disengage there. Very nicely done. As long as he didn't get bursted down through the minimal lockdown that PSG.LGD had, and then he'd be able to use that haste defensively. But we're chilling out. You know, we still have Horn available. Chelsea's also going to get Manta this game. Okay. I mean, Radiance is very greedy, of course. What is that creep doing? Yeah, Radiance is very greedy, but I thought he might go for it just because it does deal with the Phantom Lane. So they're going to try and protect the stack here. SRF does have the Ravage available. Dire with their rotations as well. It's a 3-on-3 at the moment. Chelsea's relatively tanky, but I don't know if Dire have the damage as well themselves, because the Tide, he also equals out the tankiness. So they take the stack. I still don't know what the... I don't know what this creep's actually doing. What the heck's happening? What? What? Did he see it? That's so weird. Anyway. Very close to the 10-minute interval of the ward on the high gun. Then 5 will get caught out here. They're even going to try and pop the 40. Looks like Dire want to take the 5, but number the Ravage. Clips only onto 1. Somebody's even going to rotate forward as well, so James will end up falling. It's going to be a 2-for-1 to start the fight. Dire, they bring all the numbers for this stone rating, but the ultimate's on cooldown. They don't even have the Ignis as well. It's a little bit too early for that level 6, so Somnus with magic damage cleans up another. They have the mobility. They're not even done with the wall in the backline here. Victoria will fall. So LGD, they bring the Goon squad. They ping up the wall on the high gun as well. So who ends up falling there? It's a 2-for-3. After everything's said and done. But now with the Ravage on cooldown right before that 10-minute interval. So Dire, they will be able to get 3 bounties. Army. But, wow, Spectre's actually really farmed. 2-0-4. Actually, XM is about to get double ultimates available here if he wants to make a move. But diving the tower is going to commit both of these. They don't have any way to hold it back, so they will get the kill over onto FY. Really nicely done from XM. This Void Spirit is pretty strong hero to say the least. He's very, very good on it, and you see they're going to try and fall back and take some stacks now. They have these neutral items available. See, is anyone? Yeah, Dire got 2. We'll take a look who's got the jelly. Radiant actually have all theirs at the moment. So Spectre's got the jelly, and the Ember's got the jelly as well. So they got this catapult wave. They'll shove in the lane. Do a little bit of damage to the tower. They might try and set up on Somnus because James does have the Serpent Wards. Not too high level in the lockdown though, so it's going to be very difficult to find that kill. But this looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a passive game. You know, both teams have both teams have this position 1 who needs a little bit more farm than previously. You know, Spectre, he's going to go Manta. You know, PL can come online with the Diffusal Blade. He's actually even going to go for the Asher first. He'll pick up the Band of the Elven skin. But they're wrapping around Dire on high gun. F5 is level 6. So he's got 3 points up in the combination here. They've got the burst. Chalice will find the kill as well. That's really big. You see Victoria what he's doing as well. But Dire are well aware that the Coddle's going to be playing the vicinity. As soon as they see the Blinding Light, I should say the Illuminate, they will be able to push him down in the tree line. So very nicely done. All Victoria wants to do is try and shove out the lane. But they're going to be able to keep a range creep alive. They even glyph it up as well. But you're just in the dead lane trying to get a little bit of experience, a little bit of gold, try and delay that push as long as possible. It is very difficult into the Ember because you have such strong gap close. You just remnant straight on top of them, you destroy the trees as well. So there you go. But you see a lot of the calls, I mean, Chalice is free farming, and this is an issue. He's actually going to go Manta Diffusal Blade. So I haven't seen the Radiance too often, honestly. Like, this is the build that I'm seeing constantly. But I think Somnus then has to itemize to deal with the Phantom Lancer. Unless maybe they just come online before the PL really does. Like, they could have that opportunity as well, where PL doesn't have the items and isn't tanky enough, because they still have, like, if with Tiny or the Burst, it's able to, you know, deal reasonably well. Like, it's not really a guaranteed way to deal with the illusions, but, you know, bursting PL is nice. Even Stroke of Fate, actually, it's not even maxed out, so... Oh, this is interesting. I thought the PL would be a bit of an issue, but they're not itemizing at the moment. You know, they still have the potential to do so, but we are... Is there a ward in the area? I don't know how that tower hit him, but we are 30 minutes into the game, and Dire, they've got a net worth advantage. Only 1,000 at the moment. The Ignis going to get dropped. Tidehunter baiting with the Ravage. James is going to TP forward. They're finding the Hex. This could be a pretty good fight here for CDEC, but now with the Horn. Spectre, can he find the opening? It's going to go straight on top of the backline here. Doesn't have too much mana. Ravage, it does clip onto both of them as well with the buyback, but Tiny is not going to be able to get in range. Even Old 11 wants to come up here. He's got the egg available. Drops it off to the southeastern side here, but does the 5 spirits enable the egg to end up popping here? It looks like it will on 4. It's a beautiful ultimate from Phoenix. This is going to be able to close out the fight here. Dire, they'll clean up everyone as Victoria on the backline will get burnt down by the Phoenix. The rebirth of the egg. And our army's even getting chased. They've got the soulbind for the movement speed slow. X9 is even going to get tossed forward. He's able to utilize the Phantom Rush, but it looks like he's still in trouble with the Doppelganger. It's up in a couple seconds here. Dire, this is a hefty dive. They're taking away from the T1 tower, but if they find Arme, this is massive, and it looks like they will do so. But it's going to cost them a couple of heroes, I believe. The Glyph, you can't tank it up. Hello? Oh no. They both tried to run through to tank up the tower there, but the Glyph with the multi-shot. What an egg there. Wowee. Old 11 somehow got that egg to pop. Dire just fully committed. They were like, all right, we're throwing our bodies on the line. We have to protect this Phoenix egg. And they do so successfully. And that's a massive fight. 3,000 lead now. They get a couple of kills. They get a tier 1 tower. Holy crap, I never thought I would see that item again. They got, like, why not? Go late. Like, Phoenix is a hero that very much relies on levels. You can do a lot with items as well. Like, he actually couldn't even go Radiance this game. You know, Phoenix loves the Radiance because the evasion. But, you know, Shiva's looks really, really good. That little bit of attack slow. Ags is probably good this game as well. He's far out. He's level 11 on Old 11. He's going to free farm. This is nuts, actually. I really like the Midas. Because I don't think Radiant can pressure, and Dire are well aware they win this late. I'd say you're... Like, you can itemize to deal with the Phantom Lancer. Oh, X-Nova. He's in trouble here. They get the Suns and the TP out. Is it fast enough? No. Nicely done from James. Deals the Embrace straight away, so they will be able to find a kill top. SRF will claim that one. But XM again. All right, so he's got Your Scepter, I believe, now completed. Yes, it is. So he's doing relatively well here. But Chalice is, I mean, Yasha, 2,100 gold in the bank. He's still top of the net worth on Dire, and even Ember. Like, yeah, there you go. Ember's going back for. Is that a Vanguard? Wait, what's going on here? Usually Crimson was a very good way to deal with the Phantom Lancer. I will say, actually, Brady had a lot of physical damage. Chalice should be fine. He's pretty tanky here. Like, yeah, PL pretty much all physical. I mean, I know the Diffusal Blade burn. Void Spirit's a decent amount of physical as well with the Astral Step. Then you've got the Tide Gush and minus armor, the Anchor Smash top lane. James will fall. They drop the Ignis. A quick egg's going to come through. Radiant. I don't think... Can they do with the egg, though? Dire fully collapsing. Try and drag them back here. The egg will pop once again on a slither of HP there. Radiant fully had to commit for it, but unfortunately they just could not do anything about it. I mean, it's a Tidehunter and a Coddle right-clicking an egg. Even if you kill it, Dire just probably rotate everyone around to clean them up afterwards. Beautiful ultimate from Old 11 once again. And this is getting scary. This is getting really, really scary. Like, CDC, sorry, LGD don't have the greatest, like, it's not like an Arena or like a Faceless Void, Chrono, even an Axe is pretty good as well. Like, they don't have the greatest ways, honestly, to protect the egg, but, you know, surprisingly, they are doing really, really well. Old 11 somehow has been getting that off on a slither, you know, one hit every time. And now, guys, he's level goddamn 13. He's the highest level in the game. I can't explain how important this is. SRF! He's getting melted by the percent damage. They're diving deep. Ravage is available. Maybe this is an overcommitment here. It's a big kill if they can find Old 11. And with the Ravage to clip and the dives on cooldown, so they will be successful. Ember's going to be able to get the disengage. So, Dire, they will drop 2 there. That is big. That's a lot of experience. You take a look. Yeah, 2k change. that's massive. The fact that Phoenix dies, you know, that was a 4-0 and 6 spree. They're also going to be able to catch out Tiny in the river. He does have some help in Spectre. Is this enough, actually? XM's getting melted by the magic damage. Now he's got to be careful with the root coming out. Chelsea's got the clumsy net. Need a couple more right clicks, but XM's able to make it up with higher gun. But the chase, it's still on. Somnus with the double remnant. Has another one to work around with, but where's the vision fault? XM's going to go to the northern side here. In fact, it looks like James, where the target is coming through, chucks out a Hex, but they got the slow on the dagger. FY, he's still got a mango to be able to utilize. So with the toss up in the air, Chelsea's going to make sure he doesn't find the toss himself, and he won't. FY finds the angle, tosses him up, drops him down, finds the kill. Very nicely done. They do keep the who were they going on? XM. That's right. I was going to say the Tide, but no. Fire out. Level 13. The reason why I was saying the levels are so important on the Phoenix is one, like already they're struggling with dealing with the egg, and now you have an extra level in it where you get 3 extra attacks. You've got the Sun Ray maxed out, which the percent damage is a massive way to kill this beefy Tide Hunter. They haven't found the real Phantom Lance, so they got to be careful because Somnus doesn't have remnants and doesn't have a whole lot of mana as well, but XM pretty greedy here. It's going to be a pretty decent Ignis. Clutches onto 2, but Dire, they'll deal with this straight away. And that's a big ultimate on cooldown, and Dire might feel pretty content. They're going to have Horn up shortly, so they're going to try and actually find SRF top. They need to stay on top of him and make sure he doesn't get the TP out, but it looks like they should be able to do so successfully. FY is going to hold the avalanche. This will now leave mid free, so Radiant are trying to make something happen by the looks of the map. But in the meantime, Tide still will fall. Yeah, I'm Amber as well. They're going to try and do it in the background. Looks like they're baiting on Somnus, actually. Beautifully done. Chalice deals with Victoria, and they don't have to follow damage. James, he's got to cancel off the shackles here. It's way too much with the clumsy net. Traps him in place. Chalice with a double kill. They just baited mid. I was saying that as soon as those number of heroes show top, you're going to be really careful because Radiant are going to make a play mid. But this is the thing about the Spectre. Like, you're going up against the enemy team who have 2 very, very squishy supports in the Shaman and the Keeper of the Light. And our Ame, he should be fine here. But you got 2 so goddamn squishy supports where you just haunt, you get them on the back line. Like, this honestly might just be, I don't know how Spectre is this farm. 7-0 and 12 is a pretty good answer, I guess. That's you know, I guess looking at the KDA is a good way to see it. This is the thing, like, yes, PL is doing really well last hits, you know, but has 2 deaths, so that's taking away from the actual GPM that's coming out, and the fact that he also hasn't, you know, he's only participated in 1 kill. So LGD are looking on another level at the moment. Got a mass experience lead at the moment. Not really surprising, honestly, with the map control and also the Midas that hasn't been punished.
My path leads to riches.
And like, they have 3 heroes that could have gone Radiance. I knew they were going to go back for something. Like, they had to itemize to deal with the PO. Like, first item Radiance on Spectre never feels great. And Somnus just goes for these kind of defensive items. Blade Mail, Vanguard. All he knows is Somnus. He's just going to run at them. Like, they don't really have like a beefy hero. Spectre is, but until Spectre kind of gets these items, you know, he more haunts in, you know, at a couple seconds after the fight. So Ember will tank up a bunch of abilities. And he also has the opportunity to go Crimson as well. I highlighted that Radiant are all physical. The Serpent Wards as well. You know, pretty much I'd say probably like 70% of the damage is physical. So this is just like a very like heads up Vanguard play. Usually you don't see it. It can even be turned into a Crimson that just deals with the PL illusions. Not that I think they need to this game. And now FY's also got a blink. Top. Who do we find here? XM along with Arne. Look at set the right power, so Radiant, they can have some TP rotations come. Be careful. Now putting a lot of damage on Arme. He's got this Blade Mail as well. He's going to dip. The Horn will fly. Who do they want to find, actually? Chelsea's still actually going to go forward. Chelsea's really... The teams are racking around in the backline here, but can he stay alive long enough? However, it's still mana required for the Ravage. He's going to get the chuck down before the Phoenix. Can they bring him down with the 4 block down here, but they get the root? Hex, there's no egg coming out for this is fine, but it looks like CDEC, they're still not healthy for the world. But the Soulbind latches up into the Phantom Lance, and Tidehunter as well is going to end up falling. Somnus is just so goddamn tanky. Baits all the abilities, Remnants out and back in as Radiant. They lose 3 out of the silence as well. Voids with the follow-up clumsy net. They're just too tanky on Direwolf all of a sudden. Holy crap, the itemization. I love watching top teams, man. Like, this is just good Dota. This is just good goddamn Dota. Like, never would have I thought of Vanguard, but far out. Like, some is just nuts. I don't know. Radiant lose 4. They take a look like an okay fight. Like, you kill the Phoenix, you get the follow-up lockdown. He couldn't get the egg off. Like, every fight pretty much has been able to get the egg and then stay alive. So one fight where he doesn't get it off, it almost looks like it goes their favor. But Dire just so far ahead, and FY, I mean, this is just another kill. I say that, but he's got Blink in 3. Does he want to go for this? He can toss the creep and it should be enough, but XM's going to show. Okay, that's it done. Keeps him alive there at least. But look at the map, man. Like, Dai still don't have their ultimates. I mean, they've got egg, but like Haunts on cooldown, and they're still playing so aggressively. But they do know that Radiant, you know, the Ignis on cooldown, the Ravage is on cooldown as well. Like, these are both some very hyper abilities. So I should say, like, big cooldown, and when they're on cooldown, you can't really do much about it. But this is kind of the only timing I think Radiant have. Otherwise, it's going to get too late. You know, Dai should be able to take this late, I believe. And kind of the timing is the Phantom Lance of Diffuser Blade. You know, he's got a K in the bank, so he's had it for a while now. This is it. This has to be the turning point. Yeah, it's got to be the turning point for Radiant. I mean, the 84 probability right now from Dire, so everything's looking incredibly good for them. And they've got Haunt back up. And with a 7,000, 7,500 net worth lead, they're going to smoke. What a Radiant got. So Ravage is about to come back up as well. They've got a really nice wall in the backline, so they know SRF is up here. So Somnus is going to lead. He's got the Radiance as well. So tricky to be able to burst him. Radiant evading the tide, but can he even get anything off? Pops the BKB. Hex going to fly out as well. They need to try and protect the Ember, but Shroud's up in the backline. Charles with the Manta. Ignis going to get dropped. They'll drop the Serpent once as well, but James is taking way too much damage. He will end up falling. Now with the egg committed, Radiant, they could use a lot of their ultimates here, but they're still going to be able to clean up the fight. They've got the Ravage, but Dire baiting them up on the high ground. Somnus even going to commit with the Remnant. The chains blocks in. PL-LGD going to come out as well. They're going to be careful how deep they do dive, but now with the Sunbreak heal, the Remnant's going to be able to cancel that. Somnus might end up falling. No, they get to the shackles. He still dies. Somnus somehow will end up falling. Cal's going to try and move forward. He's got the ink swell, but he's still going to be careful. This is a fight where you're diving the base here. Tier 3 towers right in front of you. So Somnus will fall. It's his first death in a very long time. Should be able to find that ward with a stroke, but what do? They force out the buyback on the Cuddle and the Shaman. They only get 1 kill and they force out 3 ultimates there. Serpent Wards, Ignis, and the Ravage. Hold on. Yours is up. They dealt with the creep as well, so the Tether's going to drag him back, and I believe he is dead. Indeed. They're going to be able to deal with the arrow. So getting a little bit too aggressive there is the Phoenix. This will allow Radiant to try to get some map control, maybe even put some pressure onto the tier 1 tower mid. XM's going Dagon. Ooh, that's rough. What's happening bot? Oh, Army. Toss up in the air, doppelganger. It's on cooldown. They should be able to bring it down before it comes back up as well. PSG.LGD. Too goddamn fast. Somnus going to go for the Aghanim's next as well. It's going to be a really good way to deal with the illusions. Just that extra couple of remnants to be able to utilize. But this is another decent timing for them. XM, that second item with the Aghanim's down. He's been having a pretty good game, actually, the Void Spirit. 7-3-3. KDA-wise is showing. James might just be dead here, right? Avalanche toss up. That didn't do as much as what I thought. He actually does have 1500 HP, that Essence Ring. He can still utilize the Horn. Now send him top. Chalice will be able to bring him down. He can even join the mid as well. XM's going to be careful. Finds the tethers. So Chalice won't be able to continue the aggression, but the Horn does get used here for a kill on the Shaman. They might just go Roche with this, honestly. Like, still even though it's a support, it's enough to enable them to take Roche. You don't want to get, like, you don't have to get too greedy with Roche. You know the Shaman brought back through that last fight. So even killing this hero that doesn't have buyback and popping the Hawk for it, like, Radiant might be able to contest this because they're about to have all their ultimates back up. It looks like they are aware of this. Like, they got a nice ward in the river, but Roche is getting melted. This Desolate is destroying it. And they won't be able to do anything about it, so Roche is going to fall. Somnus will even pick it up. I mean, Chalice is getting to the stage where he's pretty goddamn hard to kill. He's already got the butterfly in that top. XM Umame is going to be able to clean up the Grimstroke, but Dire, they still want to get a little bit of revenge here. He was going to give them some protection. Both teams have decent vision inside the area. But who wants to commit to the fight? It's very difficult for Dire. They don't have this Haunt. And they know that they're going to all of Radiant's abilities at the moment. So they will opt to not do so. But, I mean, Chalice has got a 7,000 net worth lead over the cause on Radiant. Like, he's got this full item ahead. And they're about to be even with Manta and Diffusal. But the fact that he's already got the Butterfly and also add on to that is 1,300 gold in the bank. Like, this is looking difficult for them to deal with. And Dire is going to take this. Grimstroke can TP in SRF. BKB doesn't want to pop it too early. F5 is going to try and deal with the support in the backline. It's very difficult for Victoria to get the ultimate off. And now SRF is falling low. He's going to have to pop the Ravage eventually, but it's not going to be a good one at that. The egg will tick down Coral. SRF still just getting constantly chased down. Hasn't found the opening for the Ravage. He does have a buyback, but now with the Hex inside the base, F5 is going to have to follow up. James is in trouble here as well, but the toss Dire. They're literally just running it right at this T2 tower still available. And a poor old Arme is just farming underneath an Observer Ward, so they're going to cut off bot. The T2 tower's already been claimed, and they're going to try and cancel the TP. They won't get there in time. So Arme's going to go top, though. Like, they know they can't do anything. Man, that feels so bad. Ugh. I don't know. This is rough from CDEC. There's that Shiva's as well. He's had it for a bit now. Shiva's Radiance, how do you kill the egg? I don't think you do. It's not available. They're going to have to lose a full set here. Maybe not even a full set, probably just the melee. Until Chuck gets probably another damage item, they're really going to struggle with being able to take these. They can still fight if they want to. They don't have the egg, but they're going to be careful. Toss gets Somnus away into active controlling the Tide Hunter, but can they burst him down before the BKB Ravage comes out? That's he's taking way too much damage. Waits for the slide, and a bigness getting dropped as well. Chalice going to try and deal with the backline support here, Victoria. He does have the protection, the Essence Ring. Chalice hasn't killed him just yet, but Radiant, they're falling so incredibly low. Two heroes don't have buyback. Arme's going to end up falling here to 2 for 3, but it looks like it's not enough. As Chalice with the root holds back the Void's Proof. They're going to get the Shackles, but it doesn't matter. The damage from Spectre is too much to deal with. They're diving the base, and the G's that drops so LGD. They'll take the series 2-1. A beautiful performance from them. They just look like a class ahead, honestly. And with that being said, LGD, they will be able to secure themselves a 3rd place positioning. I believe they don't jump up in ahead of Invictus Gaming. They actually might actually. We can show the group stages after. But yeah, with that being